Now call the working meeting August the 7th, 2025 of the Lincoln County Board of Education to order. Gloria will lead us in our pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The vision statement is Lincoln County Schools equipping students to learn, conquer, succeed. Our mission statement is the mission of the Lincoln County Schools in partnerships with students, staff, parents, and the community is to equip students with the skills necessary to be lifelong productive citizens in an ever-changing global society.
Do I hear a motion to set the meeting agenda?
Make a motion.
Philip?
I'll second.
Tyler, second. Vote Gloria?
Yes.
Philip?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Tyler?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Our discussion items, 3A, early childhood annual report. Kim?
So as part of our Head Start regulations, we're required to share an annual report with you every year. You have the condensed version in front of you. We share the full report online with you whenever we send it in. So I'm just going to touch the high points here. If you look at the front there to the left, that's the demographics of our school, our students, their population, their staff population, that sort of stuff. If you look there at the very top, that is the assessments that we are required to do based on our grant. And it has the scores with the points possible. The bottom of that set page has 90% of parents will be actively involved in their child's education, and we met that goal this year. I know I'm going very quickly. I'm just trying to get the high points here for you. So, and if you'll turn to the next page, you'll see that on the back there, it says our goal is 90% children will meet or exceed expected developmental levels across all domains. We had 94% of our early Head Start met that goal. So we did meet that goal for early, but not for preschool Head Start. We were at 88%, so we were off by 2% for that one. The bottom of that talks about our grants, which is our kindergarten readiness scores there. You can see our preschool scores and our early Head Start, and then it talks about a little bit of our curriculum. And then if you look at the next page, it talks about our kindergarten readiness, things that we do to help transition our students from preschool to kindergarten. So you can kind of read over some of the events and activities that we did with our families and students to help those kiddos be ready for kindergarten. And then you can see our funding information at the bottom of that page. And then when we turn to the very last page on the back, you'll see there the 24-25 self-assessment. So our program, some of the areas of improvement were for us to create an environment that promotes student engagement and learning. And so that's one of the things that we've been focusing on and working on. And then making sure that our policy council is proportionally represented. For members, we had 2 on our early Head Start parent representatives, and we needed 1 there and 2 at Stanford. So we're switching that, obviously next October, whenever the new policy council takes seat, and we have to change the bylaws and stuff. So. And then you can see all of the strengths there. Down at the very bottom, we talk about our progress towards our goals there. I'm going to go about to the middle of the page. We've already kind of talked about the first goals there, where it says 85% of children or classrooms of 12 of the 14 classrooms will score an average of 5 across all class domains. We were at 4.85, so right there, just not quite where we would like to be. And then our early did meet that goal. The next one is 100% of early Head Start will score an average of 6 in ECRs and ITERs, and they were at 6.42 and 6.24, so they met that goal as well. And then our daily attendance, our goal is 90%, which is a little lofty. It feels like sometimes because when they're first introduced to school, the sickness always seems to hit us. So we didn't quite meet that goal. We were at 88% for our preschool and 82% for early. I already talked about the family bill there. 70% of parents will support their children's regular attendance. We met that goal at 81%. And then 75% of families will participate in their child's transition. And we had 88% of our early families and 100% of our Head Starts. We felt like we had a pretty productive, good year. And then the next page that I have for you there is our kindergarten and fourth grade impact data. This is something that's required for a program based on the Kentucky Department of Education requirements. So all I'm going to read to you is that first little snippet there of our survey results. And it just says that our kindergarten students who attended Head Start preschool are progressing at a slightly lower rate in most areas than those who did not attend, but we felt like that was partly because we have 10% more of our students on special education or specially designed education plans, or individual education plans. And then our fourth grade students, we were actually performing a little slightly higher than students who did not attend. The information was gathered based on teacher input of our kindergarten and fourth grade classrooms. And I know I went through that information super quick, but if you have any questions, I'm be more than happy to answer them.
Thank you, Kim. Did anyone have any questions? 3B, tax rates, Leanne Smith.
Share with me. So I'm just gonna read through the talking points, if you guys have those. There should be in e-meeting. Last year's tax rate was 52.2 for real estate and 54.6 for personal property, and each year KDE sends us a few options to consider. The first option is the compensating rate, which if you guys remember, that's the rate that gives us basically the same amount of revenue that we brought in last year. The compensating rate for real estate this year is 48, and the compensating rate for personal property would be 51.1. Option 2 is the 4% revenue increase rate. That rate for real estate would be 49.9, and the rate for personal property would be 53.2. Compared to the rates we set last year, it's a decrease of 2.3 on the real and 1.4 on personal property. We have until September 13th to set these rates, which is 45 days from when the assessment was certified. Years ago, you had to advertise and have a public hearing if you went with the 4% rate, but that has changed and we aren't required to do that. So I will probably ask that you guys set the rate next Thursday night at the action meeting. Just to look at a little analysis, if you look at that table at the bottom of page 1, last year we brought in around $7.4 million with the rates we set for real and personal. The compensating rates that I mentioned up above would bring in about $7.6 million. And then if we went with the 4% increase, that would bring in about $7.9 million. And then I'd like to give you all just an idea of how we compare to rates that surround us. So I just got listed there. Those are all last year's rates, except for there's one rate that's already been set for this year, because obviously people are doing this just like we are, so we don't have that information. But as I do point out, the rates vary from high to pretty low, and we're definitely on the pretty low side of it. I've got Danville there at 90, Somerset at 77.4, Boyle at 71, Garrett at 62.6, Pulaski 52.8, and then you've got us at 52.2. And then below us would just be Casey and Rockcastle. So the motor vehicle tax rate remains constant from year to year. It's at 54.2. Last year in the 24-25 school year, we collected about 1.2 million, so we will be leaving that rate the same. Utility tax will remain constant at 3, and last school year, we collected about 1.2 million there, so we'll be looking to leave those the same. I usually like to advocate for the 4% increase. I know that we're trying to keep those salaries comparable, and by having that little bit of a boost from year to year, it allows us to build a salary increase in our budget. So, and also with the route that we went last year, kind of strapped the general fund where we did the I call it the self-pay nickel, where we took that burden on. It would help by taking that increase to kind of offset that as well. The good news is it's a rate decrease, so, that's always good. You're not jumping the rate up, so. Next week I will probably be asking you guys to approve that 4% revenue increase, and then we'll approve the motor vehicle tax and utility rate.
Any questions? 3C, data and information security, Brad.
I'm gonna be brief for once. Every year in August, we must acknowledge that we have reviewed the best practices and guidance as it relates to data security and breach information procedures. I think you all should all have a copy of the guide in your packet. We got a top-notch team. They stay on top of this. They do a great job. If you guys got any questions that, if you take a look at that, just reach out. We'll be happy to answer for you.
Anyone have any questions? Thanks, Brad.
You're welcome.
3D, MOA for Bureau program, Chad.
Each year we come and ask for the board to approve an MOA with the Appalachian Educational Service Agency, which provides funding for our Bureau program. This year that will serve 9th, 10th, and 11th graders. And I think you'll have a copy of that MOA.
Any questions?
You said this year it's 9th through 11th. Does that change normally, or is that the standard blurb? Because it
No.
sounds different to me.
They work in cohorts, so last year was 8th, 9th, and 10th, so they just moved up. And then eventually we'll add in middle school kids again, assuming this group continues to get funding. So it's all based on their funding.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Any other questions? 3E, Chad, traceable communication.
Yeah, for Senate Bill 1, just want to add 2 more educational programs onto that approval list: Edgenuity, which is what we use for our virtual program, and then Hapara, which is a program that teachers use to monitor student devices during instruction.
Any questions?
Can you go over that a little bit, the Hapara, like how it works, what it?
Well, so for example, if the teacher has a website that they want students to go to during the lesson to do research or whatever, they can automatically send every student device in the classroom to that website, so kids don't have to Google it or try to find the link. If kids are in Google Classroom and they're doing an assessment, the teacher can monitor all the student devices from their device to make sure that they're actually on the assessment, not on YouTube or something else.
We use GoGuardian as the service we use.
Is it a-
So we can message the student while we're.
Oh, okay, that's what I was
Yeah,
going to ask.
it has two-way communication features, and that's why we're asking for approval for those.
That's the button I'm wondering about.
Yep,
All right, good deal.
that's the key.
And it's stored.
Oh, yeah.
It
well,
is
I'm sure
traceable.
Everything's stored these days.
Chad.
Thanks.
3F, early entry to kindergarten, Anthony.
Yeah, students used to Bill Elementary that's requesting early entry into kindergarten. They've met all the district requirements and taken the Brigance assessment. I'm just asking for you all to approve.
Any questions?
They do know they can't ride the bus until after they turn 5, right?
That's not going to be an issue for the student anyway.
Okay, well,
Is there a reason why this is a discussion item and not an action item? I mean, can we make it an action item now, Grant? Unless somebody has an objection to doing so.
It's a regular meeting, so you can vote on anything that's on the agenda, but since you had to delay the start of school, I don't know if there's an urgency to it.
I'm not urgency to it, just cleaning up next week's agenda. Okay, we can wait.
Okay. All right, thanks, Anthony. 3G, interpreter services, Julie.
I'm just requesting that you enter a contract with Central Kentucky Interpreter Referral Incorporated. They provide services in ASL, American Sign Language, and Spanish. They need interpreters
It's like for parent meetings. so-
Yeah, parent meetings or, yeah, just kind of odd ones out that nothing we do on the regular.
Any questions? Thank you, Julie. Okay, we'll move on to our action items. 4A, revised board policy 03.1233 and 03.2233 parental leave options. Bruce.
Okay, if you recall, this is where we added the language that beginning July the 1st of 2030, it will be required to offer those days. So just added that language to both the certified and classified policy.
Any questions? And this is the second reading. So we take action.
Yes.
Do I hear a motion to approve the second reading and approval of the board policy 03.1233 and 03.2233 parental leave options? Jen, second.
Go ahead.
Tyler, second. Vote. Gloria,
Yes.
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
and I vote yes. 3B, draft procedure 03.123 AP.2 leave request form. Bruce.
This is just the form that they will use to make that request. So it actually goes along with those policies.
Okay, any questions? Do I hear a motion to approve the
Just to
read?
review.
Just to review.
What?
It's just the review.
Just.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Procedure is the only review.
I get carried away. Okay, 3C, change 21st CCLC director salary. Jenny.
So I'm just asking the board, we had 2 schools that had to renew 21st century grants this year, and the notification of the grant renewals was late due to funding concerns. So the budgets weren't completed by the time the new salary schedule was approved, and we just are asking the board to approve, have the 21st century salary, director salary, and hours match that of the migrant coordinator, since they're both overseeing district programs. I don't know if you looked at the old salary schedule, but there was no step increases for the director of 21st century. And so she stays stagnant every year. The budgets, which Leanne has looked over and KDE has looked over, will allow for us to do this. We would just be giving her 30 more minutes a day, which would be paid, and her days will remain the same at 220, which is a little less than the migrant coordinator, but she will get step increases this way.
And this will be through that grant funds.
It is.
Any questions? Do I hear a motion? I'm sorry.
I wanted to explain one more thing too. I inadvertently left off a position on early childhood on page 12. It's in red. It's an existing position. I just left it off the salary schedule, so I added it on here. That's why I'm asking to approve the salary schedule as well. I wanted to point that out, that I left that off there.
Do I hear a motion to approve the updated 2025-2026 salary schedule, including the updated 21st century director hourly rate for 8 hours per day?
I'll make a motion.
Gloria, second.
Second.
Philip, second. Vote. Gloria.
Yes.
Philip.
Yes.
Jan.
Yes.
Tyler.
Yes.
And I vote yes. Midway MOA, Jeannie.
Asking the board to approve a memorandum of agreement with Midway University for student teacher placement.
Any questions?
This is the same program that we discussed last week with the 70 hours at the end, is that right?
And all the universities were
They all
fine, except for one, and it just impacted one of the 3 or 4 students, teachers that we have with them. So yeah, they're gonna request a
But
waiver.
that's
through the
this
state.
program though, right?
Yes.
Have you looked at your email, Jeannie? Sent us-
Yeah, no, I saw the email. My question was,
Is
was
this
it-
the one?
is
This
this
is
the
one of
program?
them,
Yeah.
and I've received written confirmation from all of them.
Do you have a motion to approve the memorandum of agreement with Midway University's teacher education program for the 2025-2026 school year?
I'll make a motion.
Tyler,
Second.
Philip, second. Vote. Gloria.
Yes.
Philip,
Yes.
Jan,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
and I vote yes. 4E student handbook, Anthony.
This is a pretty straightforward request. we've updated our board policies, and the handbook just reflects those changes. We've added a moment of silence, added sections on sexual extortion, traceable communication, student medication. We've added a section on retaining children in kindergarten or first grade if they don't meet certain requirements. We changed the no pass, no drive age to 15. Update the graduation requirements, added a section on early graduation, added sections on suspensions and expulsions, and added sections on protection of pupil rights. And our board attorney has reviewed the handbook.
Any questions?
I think it's fair to note that the disciplinary stuff that's in here is what came out of that district advisory committee, and I think it's really good. Is there, I guess I'll ask Tyler, since this was kind of your committee, the procedure update that was supposed to go along with that for the communication flow back and forth to the parents that we had talked about at the last meeting? Is that still yet to come?
No, those procedures, they were, oh gosh, what, meeting or two ago on the notification? I'd have to find exactly.
I don't remember seeing anything that was specifically towards that. I know that the administrative updates that were included, like the definition of bullying, the definition of hazing, and I remember those updates had gone through, but
The notice, it was in the policy update, wasn't it?
Yes,
The
those
notice of-
procedures, I can find exactly when we did those.
well, okay. Maybe I misunderstood then. At the district advisory committee, I thought you guys said that you were gonna completely revamp the communication procedure. And I guess that's what I was looking for. If that's not the case, then just let me
No,
know.
that the communication that the parent will receive if,
Right, back and forth.
just, right, whether it could be confirmed or not that their child was involved in a bullying incident. But there was also a matrix, that's gonna be included in.
The matrix is what.
It's in-
Yeah, it's in
Her
the,
community.
it's in the handbook.
Yeah.
The protocol is also shared when we did those procedures.
Sorry, Mr. Bill, I didn't mean to hijack your.
No, you're fine.
But it goes along with.
We did
Trying
approve
to find the
those,
meeting that we did.
Where if it did, then it wasn't a lot to it.
Just going back through June.
Well, I think, we can move on and with this, I mean, that's fine. I feel like an answer to it or confirmation.
Yeah.
But we don't need to keep Mr. Beal waiting on this. Sorry about that.
Do I hear a motion to approve the 2025-2026 student handbook?
I'll make a motion.
Tyler, second. Jan, vote. Gloria,
Yes.
Philip,
Yes.
Jan,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
and I vote yes. Thanks,
Thank you,
Anthony.
thank you.
For F, BCTC MOA for dual credits.
Okay, Mr. Willoughby could be with us this evening. This is just the MOA with the BCTC for us to have full credit classes through them.
Any questions? Do I hear a motion to approve the 2025-2026 memorandum of agreement with Bluegrass Community and Technical College to provide dual credit classes?
Make a motion.
Philip, second. Jan, second. Vote. Gloria.
Yes.
Philip,
Yes.
Jan,
Yes.
Tyler.
Yes.
And I vote yes. 4G revised 2025-2026 early childhood calendar. Kim.
Well, I shall be first. Actually, first was last.
So our early childhood program is requesting to amend the 25-26 calendar for our Head Start preschool program, not our early program, just our preschool. So we would like to change the August 18th through the 22nd student days to staff work days. And then our start day for our students would be August the 25th. And then, so what we'll end up doing is embedding those days on some of those Fridays that the students weren't gonna come. So that would be on the September the 12th, February the 6th, March the 13th, and May the 20th.
And you'll get your number of days that you need or hours.
Yes.
How much leeway do you have in this calendar for school, snow days and things like that? Does this affect your flexibility?
So I mean, obviously it's gonna push us back a little bit, but hopefully if it's an NTI day, obviously we don't have to really amend that, just changing it to an NTI day. And then if we have to tack on at the end, right now, air staff's getting out on the 22nd. So we'll have those dates where everyone else is pushed back a little bit. So we'll have that flexibility to add those dates on at the end of the year where we didn't before, or we can change it.
Any other questions? Do I hear a motion to approve the revised 2025-2026 early childhood calendar? Jan, second.
Second.
Philip? Gloria?
Yes.
Philip?
Yes.
Jen?
Yes.
Tyler?
Yeah.
And I vote yes. Thank you.
Yes.
Any public comments? Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Tyler, second.
I
You don't want to stay?
second.
Gloria, second. Vote Gloria.
Yes.
Philip.
Yes.
Jen.
Yes.
Tyler.
Yes.
And I vote yes. Thank you all.